U.S. cities that have probably gone beyond the point of no return. The United States has far too many cities that aren't worth rebuilding. These are the top 10 cities that are dead forever. Every city, state, and town has its ups and downs. Sometimes those downs seems to go on for so long that we start to wonder if those ups are ever going to happen. Then we start to wonder if it's even worth fixing. So take a look at 10 cities that have sucked for long that they're probably going to suck forever. So let's roll. Number 10, Memphis, Tennessee. You know that most cities' problems attributed to combination of historical, economic, and social factors. Right now, Memphis, known as one of the violent cities in the United States, sort of things like rising poverty levels and decrease in economic opportunities or poor education number led to poverty. Poverty leads to more crimes, or if more crimes, more poverty, less education, overall, less job opportunities. Number 9, Buffalo, New York. Once known as Queen City of the Lake, its grandeur has faded over the years. This city, which was once the 8th largest in America, now shadow of its former self. Buffalo's decline began in mid-20th century. The city's economic backbone, the steel industry, obviously started to crumble, or factories closed, jobs vanished, and people began to search better opportunities. The city economic downturn has left a visible impact, like empty factories, abandoned houses. Efforts have been made to revive the Buffalo, but the city glory days seems to be thing of the past. Thriving city, Buffalo now stands as a reminder of the harsh reality. Alrighty, number 8, Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana, in mid-20th century, one significant factor was decline in the steel industry. This was the pretty much backbone of Gray's economy since its founding in early 19s. Gray, Indiana still haven't recovered from these situations. Gray, Indiana right now is of what it once was. This region is a mess because Gray, Indiana basically butts up against the worst part of the Chicago. Number 7, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, began to experience decline in its economic and social well-beings during the later half 20th century. City had thrived in early years. However, several factors played big role into Pine Bluff decline. Mechanization of agricultural led to significant loss of job in the region, or Pine Bluff starting losing population in the 1980s at the 1990. They had little bit of an increase, 0.9%, but then it was back to losing 3 decades in a row. So in my honest advice, anyone living in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, leave your stuff and leave the town. Number 6, Port Arthur, Texas. If you don't know Port Arthur, located along the Gulf of Mexico, it began to experience a decline in the later half of the 20th century. However, several factors played big role into Port Arthur economic and downturn. The oil industry experienced fluctuation, which is always bummer, with periodic downturn in the oil prices affecting the local job market. Or the environment concern is one of the problem. Pollution from the refineries impacting the health of people and causing some to move away, not some whole bunch. And of course, the educational system kind of broke down. One cool thing is, real estate is really cheap here. All right, let's go. Number 5, Camden, New Jersey. Right across the Delaware from Philadelphia, you'll get Camden, New Jersey. Camden is nightmare. It has been for long time. The violent primary here is 326% above the national average. They've almost 1,600 incidents per every 100,000 residents. Many industry cities in the U.S., Camden experienced a shift away from manufacturing. If you were in college and you wanted to study urban decline, then this is good place start. Number 4, Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is witnessed a gradual decline that began in the mid-20th century, like a lot of cities, primarily influenced by complex social, economic, and political factors. The population shift is really contributed to decline in the city's tax base and the deterioration of the infrastructure. Now, despite your best efforts, revitalize Jackson, the city continues to grapple. Number 3, Flint, Michigan. Michigan, the decision of switch city water sources to the Flint River without proper corrosion control resulted in lead contamination in the drinking water. This public health disaster further eroded trust in local government. But this isn't only factor which contributed decline in Michigan. The city once thrived as the center of automotive industry, home to General Motors, which provided thousands of well-paying jobs. The decline of American automotive industry hit Flint really hard. Number 2, East St. Louis. It's located just across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, Missouri. Factors like mechanization really contributed to its decline. Mechanization really killed a lot of things going on in East St. Louis, or St. Louis further compounded by political corruption and financial management, which hindered the city's ability to provide essential services and maintain the infrastructure. High crime rates, unemployment, and struggling school system created a cycle of poverty. All right, number 1, Detroit, Michigan. This should be no surprise or anyone. Detroit, Michigan has been in bad shape for a very long time, much like Flint, but without water crisis. Auto industry up, and the left Detroit high and dry on the top of it. They had tons of political corruption. They have no tax base. Everyone's moved out there. Not much money for the infrastructure, unless they get it from federal government. That why I say it gonna be dead forever. All right, did you know in which states people moved or people get in? Then check it out this by clicking right here. My name is Derry, and I'll see you next time.